Hello, Internet. This is E. Schrodinger's cat here with another episode of Builder's Dreams on the Iscal85 Patreon server. Hold up. I found a problem. I found a problem. Oh, hold on. Fixed. I fixed the problem. Anyway, we're here at Spawn, and I just wanted to work at Spawn today because I felt like it. No particular reason. I just felt like I'm going to be building a big old bridge here because essentially what I want to do is I want to, this is the edge of Spawn where, or the platforms that I created for people to build, and I wanted to make, I'm going to make a dock area down here, but I want a big, server, a big, almost like a transatlantic big old transport bridge, because that's what you do with the bridge. You transport stuff and things, and that's what I want to do here. And I have it all marked out. I did a bunch of math, and I have different sections. You see a bunch of colors of wool here. Basically, I'm breaking it up between, I'm going to have support poles, and that's where these yellow things are going to be, and then I split it up into different sections, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all just planning stuff that, so basically, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of having, like, there's this white section, and then we come over here with the orange section, right? And that's going to come up one. And then with the magenta section, that's going to come up one more. And then the blue section in the middle, the level of, I'm talking about the level of the road here. So here, the road level is going to be this level, and then it's going to go down some to that level. And then, it's up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then when we're back on this side, this one's gonna come down like that, and this like this, so that we get a nice gentle arch in the middle. And you kind of get the vista. It's gonna come up like this, and the like, I forget if I said this already, but if I did, you get to hear it again. The yellow is where I'm gonna be putting major poles for support and stuff, and so I'm gonna start filling out the base of this. Actually, I could probably I'll do that off camera. So I got the body of the bridge in, and the wool is still there, but I'll remove that later. That's just for general keeping track of where I am. I think what I'm going to do for these poles that this yellow is marking out is I think I'm going to add a similar pole to what I did on the edges of the main castle that you can't see from over here. Or not really castle, but the entrance, you know what I mean. The thing we did last time, or not last time, last time we were at Spawn, where we had these pillars, where we had the snake and stairs. Let's see, it was like this. I want them to be facing the spiral. Words are difficult. In the wrong. And gonna put the glowcrete in here so that it glows through but doesn't actually give off light. I'm gonna add lights at the top of these, I think, and it's gonna look something like this, but it's gonna go all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, and then I'm gonna copy it to all of the different places where the yellow wool is. So, while we have a conveniently mindless task to be doing, I figured I'd mention some updates to the channel. In the next couple weeks, supposedly, the Iscal's Patreon Fullcraft servers, that's the same Patreon that this server, the Builder's Dreams, is on, they're going to be reset. They have Fullcraft servers, the Fullcraft pack. It's a 1.10 modded survival pack. Their servers are going to be resetting because half the worlds are unplayable, and I think I'm gonna do something different for the part that's in the water. I've decided, because it's where was I? They're resetting the servers for a bunch of reasons. Half of it being the current servers are so laggy that they're basically unplayable. That's just how modded Minecraft goes, especially modded survival Minecraft, is that worlds have a certain lifespan, and it's reached theirs, and so they're resetting their servers. And those of you who have for whatever reason stuck around with me through all my weirdness from the beginning of the channel, which was not that long ago, I have a couple Fullcraft videos. One tour of my base, and then one kind of mashup of 2 different episodes where I lost footage, and it's in like 360p and half the screen is black, so I don't recommend going back and watching those, but they are there. Tour video isn't bad. I think that actually managed to be in 720p, but the point being that I want to do some more Fullcraft. I stopped doing that series, not because of the technical stuff, because that I was able to figure out, but mostly because I had already been working on that base for several months before I started doing YouTube. Like, I wanted to do YouTube for a long time, but I've never had a computer that was actually capable of doing it. Like, on my old computer, and it wasn't a bad computer, it was just had some cheap hardware, and that kind of degraded the performance, and I could play Fullcraft, but I would have to reset my client, I would have to restart my client, I would have to force quit my client, let's be specific on that one, because it would leak so much memory that I would have like 6 gigs allocated and it would be using 7.5, and then I only had 8 gigs of RAM, so it would freeze up my whole computer because the operating system ran out of RAM, and oh good lord, it was a shit show. So I didn't get to record until I got my new computer, and then at that point, I had already, all the inspiration that I had for that build had already kind of been brought to fruition in a lot of the stuff that I'd done. Like, I'd already done a lot of the castle, I had already done the part on the bottom there with the sand water pits and the trees and the pathway, and I did the, you can go look at the tour video, that one's actually decent quality, but, don't go watch the other one, it's bad, but, and so I'm excited to try and get another Fullcraft series up and running. It would be a little bit different paced from this one, because obviously it would, oh, looks like a swastika, but it's not gonna leave it like that, don't worry. Well, that destroyed my train of thought. But, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a different paced episode, because what direction is this stair facing? It's facing this way, so this stair needs to go this way, yeah. It's going to be a little bit different paced, because it's going to be more technical. There's going to be some more technical stuff, but that's mostly to be at the beginning, where I get infrastructure set up and all that stuff, so I don't, it'll be kind of a different experiment, because, I mean, the point where I was at the last series was, almost entirely, my infrastructure was built up and stuff, and so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it'll be cool, and this series is not going away, absolutely not. This is still probably even going to be the primary series on the channel, but, yeah. I found I was watching this playthrough of the infamous Minecraft story mode, the one from Telltale that was a giant turd. No offense to Telltale, great company, loved Wolf Among Us, but just a bit of a turd of a game. But that's kind of unrelated. I just watched in this playthrough, and these YouTubers, I'm not going to name names, but these YouTubers, they were not Minecraft YouTubers. They were just general gaming channel, and they were playing it because it was bad. They play bad games. It's kind of their shtick. And they were saying about, those giant mega builds, ones that show up in the front page of Planet Minecraft, and they're like, whoa, there's these big sprawling cities and like massive things, and they were talking about they were talking about how they thought that those people used software and stuff like that to turn actual like buildings, like especially the ones that were made from based on real buildings, where like they used computer software to like convert a 3D building or a real life building to like a list of blocks you can print out, kind of like plots, but instead of circles, it's entire real life buildings. And I just want to state for the record that we officially do not do that. Mostly because we can't. And, I mean, let's be honest, we probably would if we could, but we don't. That's the point, is that we don't. Not for lack of trying, but we do not. For the record, we do not do this thing. Even if we, can't. And, like, you can, there are ways of taking a photograph and converting it to, there are programs that will take a photograph and convert it to, pixel art. Like, you can take a photo and it will map a certain resolution of pixels to a Minecraft block as the closest color, and you can do that. But as far as 3D structures go, like, I think you vastly overestimate the ability of the average, computer to, like, create, the only way you could conceivably do that is by taking a 3D model. Now, there are some things that you could possibly do it with, that people may have 3D models of, like the Starship Enterprise. I'm sure there is a 3D model out there that you can then take and just basically turn it to squares and everything. And that's possible for, like, a very small minority of cases where you just so happen to have somebody who felt like making the 3D model for this thing. But considering it would take a longer time to make the 3D model than it would to make the thing in Minecraft, that's not something that gets done by people. So I went wild and got most of the bridge done. These sections over here, this one right here by the wall and that one over there, are pretty much done. I haven't done the connecting area to this yet because that's going to involve a little bit more finagling that maybe not necessarily needed right now. So I got this, I got this railing here with it's kind of, it comes up around the wood here, and then it comes down here to this wing-like design with this coke and the acacia bark, and under here there's stuff. There's pillars and more pillars, and I'm brilliant at describing things. It's not super exciting down here, but it doesn't need to be because it is the underneath of the bridge and nobody's really gonna see it. So you'll see here I started doing some stuff because I recorded a segment where I talked about a bunch of stuff I'm gonna do, but I realized that I had this big fan on, so in the background it was all like, so I have to re-record the segment. And so basically what I was talking about doing is that I want to have a platform in the middle of the bridge here that has a special building on top of it, and I don't entirely know what the building is going to be, but I'm going to bring the same pillars that I put here up over here, and then I'm going to bring this out to the edge and basically have a big old rectangle here where I'll have one there, one probably around there, and it'll be a square. And then I will figure out what I'm going to do with it. I might change the material at it, I might not, I don't know. I'll figure it out. This is looking not great. I tried changing out the spruce in this area for, what is this, mangrove wood planks. That's the same wood planks we had in the over there where the original building was. We had these, and I wasn't entirely happy with it there either, but I would do quartz all the way across, but when I did that over in the over there, it looked too modern and like smooth for elven design. Like, elven design would use a lot more wood, and I don't know, it might look better with quartz. It also might look a little overwhelming with all the white, but I think we'll stick with this right now. But right now, I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna have, what's the center here? Let me find the tape measure. This tape measure from chisel&bits is the best implemented tape measure I have seen, because you can do stuff where, oh, let's not do white. Yeah, you can have it highlight in different colors, like to contrast with what you're you're working on. That is 23 meters, and look what you could do. Like, you can come and you can choose another color, and you can make it here, and you can have two different selections in different colors. And when you deselect the tape measure in your hand, the things don't go away. It's very nice. So now that we know this is 23, let's see, 22 divided by 2 is 11, so that's 11 on each side with 1 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's the middle. So around the middle, we want to do, and I think I'll base them like that. Around the middle, we want to probably do for a doorway like 5 wide for a doorway, because I'm imagining I'll have like a building over here and a building over here, and then they'll arch over the top as like a kind of a tunnel thing, and it looks a little weird, like coming along this bridge. It looks a little odd, like there's this whole clutter of these things like all around, but I think it'll look better when we get the buildings in and we have it a little more built up. So we got 5 on this side, and I'll basically copy it to the other side unless I think of something else. But then I think we can come up with these. Let's see, how high do we want to go up? Yeah, that looks good, because then we can do this, and we can then transition to the quartz. Do declare, my ping is a little bit garbo right now. So stairs are going every which way like they possessed, but I think we can bring ooh, let's see, let's try. Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? I'm sorry. No. That looks garbo. Much better. All it took was adding an extra block here to make it look actually a lot better proportion, because the problem was that we had these long tall bits and then it just like went flat, and that's not really the architecture that we're using. So adding just this one block and bringing it all up like that fixed it substantially. Now let's see if no, those kind of details I'll add when everything's in, because you only want a few of them, and yeah. So, I think, so we want to connect this to that. So I think what we might even do is just, no, wrong, it's all gone wrong, panic, is take this, maybe just like running this across, yeah, you got my New England accent. Now that's a little much. So it's a little too flat. So let's come here and add, let's say, this is 1, 2, 3, this is 1, 2, so let's add maybe a windowsill here where we come through like this, and maybe we do something like that. And that's the base of our windowsill, and that breaks it up a little bit. And then we come through with that guy. Nope. With that guy and that guy. And then, no. Let's have this be, because problem is, that's our motif, and it doesn't entirely, it looks a little weird when you have like the two textures there that are slightly different, slightly different contrast. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that, and then I'll bring up the window. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be a little tall. Let's do 1, 2, 3 like the. Let's try the same pattern as the door, and that might look a little weird, but I think it'll help because the window is a little bit higher, and then up. Nope. It's so hard on camera to see which. Oh, actually, that's a different number of blocks, but that's actually okay because that'll differentiate it together. It's windows 3 wide. The doorway's 5 wide. So yeah, I like that. And then to put the actual glass on, I think I'm gonna bring these like back like this, so it's like 3 thick, and let's see, let's have, nope, woo, gotta scroll through all the blocks, nope, let's try every single one until it works. That's brute force is how I live my life. If it didn't work the first time, just keep doing it, and eventually somebody will take pity on you. That's the spirit. And then, let's see, this I want to be full blocks, so I think I'm gonna keep it like that. And then over on this side, I can bring the stairs back through, because this is going to be the interior, and I don't entirely know if I'm going to make the interior accessible, like, because as I'm sure I have never told you before, the great secret of my life is that I don't like doing interiors. Let's see, what kind of glass? Let's do some light blue glass, I think, because we got the light blue here, and that looks a little cyan, but I think the cyan will look a little dirty, so, bringing through, more glass pane placing. It's your favorite piece of content is watching the glass panes being placed. Yeah, that's looking good. And then, in the back here, I think I can just get some bark, and maybe bring this up as a background, and that'll do. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then let's see, if we bring this all the way, let's see, this can be brought up like this to mirror the. It's just sort of extending it out a little bit. I think that'll work. It's a little detailless, but I think it'll work in the grand scheme, because sometimes, when you're working on these big giant project, the scale kind of means that you can have a few places that are just like that, where it's repeating blocks that on a smaller scale would not necessarily look very good. So we're bringing this wall up here, and let's try something. Let's try bringing this up like this and kind of quartering it off. That doesn't look very good. I'm gonna repeat this on all the sides, and then we can work from there. So I've done quite a lot of work. I got pretty much the whole upper part of this building worked out, because I just went for it. I got these windows in here with this sort of fancy design on the side. Got these windows here, bigger windows. Got this triple roof up here, where it kind of would be like a second floor if I were to do the interiors, which I probably am not going to do because I hate it. And you can't make me. And we got this. I like this. Is my favorite part of it, is this walkway. This is all stairs. It's not chisel and bits. Chisel and bit lights. Chisel and bit blocks don't block light levels, so if I were to do this with chisel and bits, it would be all, there's glowstone under there, basically, and if I were to do it with chisel and bits, it would be all glowy and bright, but I did it, this is all stairs, painstakingly and frustratingly stairs, this design. Took a long time and a lot of finagling, but yeah, I like how it came out, because these lights up here, I put them in first, and they don't really light up the ground at all. This is like light level, you get the dynamic lights on, but this light level 1 and 2 is the extent to which they light up the hallway, but you come walking, it looks very atmospheric when you come here walking with the dynamic lights, but this is coming here and walking without the dynamic lights, and I think that I really like that effect, and it's a whole lot of atmosphere. I also did these little cappers, not really caps, but upside down caps, base, there we go, base for the poles, and this area is not complete, but I've kind of run out of energy for this right now. Like, I built so much, like I kind of need to take a break. And probably for the rest of this episode, I'm going to be working at my base in the void hole. So I guess I should show this at day so you guys can see it. Like, I hope the effect of this comes through on YouTube, because it's very cool. And the roofs are kind of boring. Not really anything special about the roofs here. This is a very flat area. Might add some windows or something. I don't know. I'll have to leave it and come back to it and see if we get any ideas. But I like this vista and this hallway. So with that almost done, again I need more work. But with that almost done, I think I'm gonna spend the rest of this episode at the base. We're back here in the spider cave, and I'm having approximately 0 luck recording this clip. This is like the 6th or 7th time I've recorded it. Like a maelstrom, that's, you know, SAT word, of factors have caused me to have to trash recordings, one of which is I got a new keyboard, which, by the way, as an aside, I got a new keyboard because it is quieter, and I hated how loud the old keyboard was in the recordings, so hopefully it is quieter. The test recordings I did, you could still hear it, but it wasn't as intrusive, so hopefully that is how it sounds on your side too. But anyway, back to my bitching. I used to have start recording on Control R, but they were like, I did like 3 takes where I thought I had pressed the Control R, but I actually hadn't, so I was talking for a long time without recording, and then I changed the keybind to something else. I changed it to Shift R, and that seems to be getting me more luck, but that means I had those 3 attempts. And then you know, do you ever, like, do something so many times that you just are thinking too much about it? And your brain just turns to mush because all you can, you're like trying to recover past glory, but it's not working because you can't do the same improv stuff, you know, twice, and it's even happening now. Words are falling apart. And so I took a few takes of that nonsense. And then I finally got one that was half decent, and then I watched it back, and there was a freaking lawnmower in the background the whole time, and I was like, why are you mowing the lawn at like 8 p.m.? Don't you have to go home? Because I live next to this big field, and that's where they were mowing. They come by, so I'm like, so maybe I should just like get a take of me talking real talk to the people, because then my brain will maybe take some pressure off. So that's what I'm doing. And insert joke in here about this looking like semen. I did a few takes of me, you know, telling you to praise the Lord, but each successive one got worse and worse and dumber. So I'm just gonna let you make your own semen joke up. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm adding a bunch of egg sacs here, and I like how they look. I like how they're clustered. I think they break up the walls, and it's starting to add some life. That's what the blue-green grass is here for, is to add some life. And I didn't want to do like a bunch of green stuff, because I'm tired of green stuff, and it's boring green stuff. So it is a similar color to the blue crystals that we have, except darker. And it's obviously not, well, not obviously, it's obvious to me that it's not glowing, but I got night vision on, so. And did I mention I got a new pop filter? No, not a new pop filter. I found my old pop filter. So much stuff to get out of my mouth into your brains. And I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep putting this grass around and some details, and I'll come back to you. The friggin' lawnmower was at the end of that clip too. It was going strong, nice and quiet for a few minutes there, and then at the end it snuck up on me. It's going in this clip too. You can hear it right now. But you know what? I have done this enough, and you know what? It's lawnmower episode. Like, comment, subscribe if you are a lawnmower enthusiast, because this episode is for you. So I got some more of the grass, and it's there's still some more grass that needs to be done. I want to add some grass in the places where the egg sacs aren't, so that I can have a little bit of contrast between the egg sacs and the wall and stuff, and have more of a gradient as opposed to just a sharp stop. And of course, the egg sacs themselves still need a whole lot more detail. Right now, they're just end stone blobs, but I am actually all out of time for this episode, so I'm going to have to say good day to you, Internet, and thank you for watching.